Meanwhile, in Germany, it was a 3-3 draw against Turkey. Stevie, this was the game that you were focusing on. Not much happened in the first half, but second half, lots to talk about.
Yeah, that's exactly how it pretty much went about. You know, for 45 minutes, I was beginning to understand why they brought the Nations League in, because this was a friendly like old days, nothing happening, two reserve teams and just a bore fest. But after Draxler scored just before the whistle went for half-time, things opened up and both sides started passing the ball. You know, Turkey were more playing counter-attacking than anything else, and the Germans were beginning to put passes together. So there was chances, there was goals, there was opportunities. I mean, there was mistakes as well, and the biggest one was from the referee. Turkey's equaliser to make it 2-2. Eihausen had miscontrolled the ball, yes, but Caracas ran straight into him, knocked him over, and that meant he was through on goal. So thank goodness for VAR generally, and clearly there was no VAR here. But again, the Germans took the lead 3 times, and as they've done in recent times, gave it all away, and they gave it all away right at the very end. So in the end, I actually enjoyed it, but boy, it took 45 minutes to get warmed up.
Who stood out for you for the Germans? We saw Kai Havertz with a couple of assists, Stevie.
Do you know, it's weird. Yes, Havertz, some of the things he did were really delicate, really simple, but well executed. But then he would disappear for long periods. So he kind of played the way he does for Chelsea. You know, he's kind of nowhere, and then he'll have a lovely little touch, you know, just the perfect way, a nice little pass. He'll just do something that keeps you interested. So, yeah, I mean, listen to me. Officially, he had 2 assists. But the truth is, he was in and out the game instead of what you expect, a guy who's gone for so much money. He should be involved all the time.
Meanwhile, Shaka, Mexico with a 1-0 victory over the Dutch. Of course, Frank de Boer's first game in charge of the Netherlands side. And deja vu, because it was a dodgy penalty that would separate these two teams.
Yeah, it was. Raul Jimenez upended by Nathan Ake for the penalty that saw the 1 goal in this game. And in truth, it came from a free kick. And I'm pretty sure Jimenez was offside from the free kick. But of course, no VAR, so the referee's decision stood. Jimenez took the penalty away. Not an awful lot to report in this game, other than this was Tata Martino up against Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer taking over from Ronald Koeman. And in all honesty, the better of the 2 teams won. Dodgy penalty and all. The Dutch offered nothing until the 88th minute. They tried to pass the ball out to the back more often than they should, got themselves in trouble. But even so, Krul largely untested. Mexico didn't seem to have their shooting boots on, but they had the better of the game, and you could make the argument that the better of the 2 teams won, as you say, offside apart.
The issue here, obviously, Shaka, and arguably the big issue with regards to the fact it's only a friendly, Frank de Boer wants to start off with a win because he's under the microscope already, inevitably, as international coach. And you had Van der Beek, you had Van Dijk, you know, you had Memphis Depay, you had a proper team out there today, but clearly he's got a lot of work to do, and there are questions maybe already about whether or not he's the man to do it.
Yeah, without question, yeah. He has a lot of work to do with this Dutch team, but then this is a Dutch team that got to the Nations League final not so long ago under Ronald Koeman. So you wonder if it's him having a lot of work to do, or if this team has already started to regress under Frank de Boer. And as much as I make this about Tata Martino and Frank de Boer, at times you saw that attacking side to Mexico, which you would expect from Tata Martino. But at no point in the first 88 minutes of this game did Talavera seem all that troubled. I remember him coming for a cross that had him stretched, but then the linesman's flag went up. For the first 88 minutes, that's the highlight as far as the Dutch were concerned. Any other save he had to make was fairly routine, saying that similarly for Krul, but that was more poor Mexico finishing than anything. So you take a team that gets to the Nations League final and look this poor against a Mexico who will be competing in CONCACAF and comfortably so, and still trying to establish themselves on this bigger stage against top class European opposition. And report card isn't good so far after 90 minutes for Frank de Boer.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.